Sorry, y'all. Once I get my hands unsticky, I'll fix the camera. Hey, what are you up to today? Whoop. Yep, that is, canning is on my very soon to-do list. So I feel ya. I have to go to the Mennonite store and see if I can find some tomatoes since my garden clearly hates me. What are you canning today? Or is that a spoiler? Ooh, God, jeez. Gonna give you a concussion with this phone stand. It has been weird this year. I'm telling you. Every time my tomatoes try to put on blossoms, it'll be 98 degrees and they go, oh no, I'm hot, I can't do that. And then they drop all their blossoms and I have to start all over again. No spoilers. Yeah, I'm getting pretty frustrated with the whole thing this year. If I get one little tomato, I think I'll probably jump up and down in the garden, make my neighbors think I'm crazy. Crazy as a loon. Your garden looks great, though. I'm on YouTube. Oh, Lord. And you know what? Green beans is the thing that most people are usually overflowing with. And mine did real well at first. And then it was like, all of a sudden, the leaves turned yellow. So I'm like panic fertilizing. And they're just now starting to recover. But we're almost the whole way through July. And I'm thinking, ooh, I'm canning green beans this year. And they're just now putting on blossoms. So I don't even know how that's going to go. I'll probably hitting up the Mennonites for green beans too. I should just go to the produce auction at this point. Maybe next year. I mean, I don't mind supporting local farmers, but I sure would like my own little piece of heaven. I harvested one green bean. And when I tell you I stood out in the garden and I ate that thing like a little goblin protecting my treasure, it was probably hilarious to anybody watching. I sure did. Snatched it, wiped it off on my apron, and shoved it in my mouth. I was not losing that one lonely little green bean to the bugs. got to get a tripod for this phone so that I can put it farther away from the counter. My setup is a little sad and pitiful, and this is the first time I've ever even tried to go live, so I guess at least now I know. You know what? That's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. I think I'm doing that with some of my cucumbers now that they've finally decided to join the club, come to the party with, you know, everybody else. You get, they were real slow getting started. 3, 4, sorry, can't do 2 things at once. Singular brain cell. My cucumbers were really slow to get started, and now that they have, I'm just like, I'll be overflowing with them, I'm sure. And then it's gonna come to a screeching halt. So I think the last bit of them, when they start to get that weird shape from not very good pollination, I'm gonna let a few of them go and keep my seeds for next year. I didn't think about doing that with the green beans though. It's kind of genius. Okay, just a warning, guys. This is about to get really loud. I had to borrow my brother-in-law's KitchenAid. I don't have one, and there was no way I was making this much bread by hand. And this KitchenAid is pretty noisy, so you might want to crank your volume down. Just a warning. Well, hello to you too. I haven't gotten a single cucumber, but I know that when they all decide that they're ready, it's gonna be literally like a race to get them in jars. I'll probably be giving them away. I planted way too many because I didn't think that they were gonna do anything. It's just gonna be like, you want some cucumber? You get a cucumber, and you get a cucumber. Everybody gets cucumbers, whether you want them or not. Take them. Half a cup more flour because it's still a little sticky. It's pretty humid here today, all the time. Kentucky humidity. My zucchinis are fighting for their lives. And I said it's probably a good thing though, because I'm really the only person in my house that likes zucchini. I planted 4, and I know that if they all make it, it'll be pretty much the same. Or freezing it and making zucchini bread, or sneaking it into soups or something, I don't know. I get a little overzealous. Oh yeah, we got a nasty one the other day, and I was just looking out the window, staring at my garden, just thinking, please don't hail. Please don't hail. It was pretty funky. We've been getting a lot of them lately. Like about a week or 2 ago, I was just hanging out with my kids, and my phone starts, you know, blaring and blasting. Can you hear me okay? I hope so. My phone starts going off with a weather alert telling me that there's a radar indicated tornado headed for my location, and we have about 5 minutes to get to safety. And I'm like, oh Lord. So yeah, I do too. I'm a sneaky snake about vegetables and putting them into stuff, especially if I think they'll disappear really well. Like, what spinach? What zucchini? I have no idea what. Grated carrots? Absolutely not. No, I'd never do that. Yeah, it was pretty scary. Probably, well, the big one that came through in December, gosh, a year and a half ago, that kind of took out Mayfield, Kentucky, only missed us by about a half a mile. And when we went out a couple of days later, and we did get some tornado damage, but when we went out a couple of days later and hit the outskirts of, you know, just down the road from where we live, it was just nothing. It was just trees and the remnants of people's lives just everywhere. And I was like, ooh, we were very lucky, because just a little bit more, you know, in our direction, and it would have went right through the middle of our town. I can't get down with crazy summer storms, especially now after the tornado. I have shell shock, I think. A little shell shocked. I don't know. I just never get used to it. And you know, I'm from Texas, so you'd think I would be like used to crazy weather, but nope. Push this down and let it go for a little while longer, so y'all are gonna have to tolerate me in this noise for just a little bit. There we go. Really? Whereabouts? I'm from very near Fort Hood, little dinky tiny town out in the middle of nowhere. And as soon as I could get out of Texas, I got out of Texas. I hear Michigan's really pretty. I know this bread is still this dough is still super sticky, but you know, it's really hot in my kitchen, so the humidity, I don't think it's ever gonna fully firm up. That's all right. Dilly. Huh. So Central Texas? Oh, Lord. Tearing it up, y'all. Destroying my kitchen. I couldn't, then there's no way. I would literally be unalived. I could not do snow, cold, ugh. I mean, I don't like the extreme heat either, but I think if I witnessed 60 feet of snow for myself, I'd just fall over. I wouldn't know what, my brain wouldn't know what to do with that information. That's bonkers. We get a little bit of snow here and everybody loses their mind. I'm like, just, just stay home if you can. It's not a huge deal. I could not. I would freeze to pieces. You need you one of those, what are they called? Stingers? Just drop in their water pail. Keep that thing melted, comfortable. I lived on a farm when I lived in Texas when I was a kid or younger. And every now and then Texas gets a whopper. And I can remember having to do that when I was younger. Hated it. And I finally convinced my parents to buy a Stinger. I am making as many as I can. I have 4 in the oven right now. I have the dough for 4 more. They're going in for their first rise right now. This is the second batch. Because I bartered the use of my brother-in-law's KitchenAid for 2 loaves of bread, so I have to make extra, and we have a family of 6, so and then I was gonna share a loaf with my neighbor. He's an older fella, lives by himself. I thought that'd be kind of nice, just have a nice loaf of fresh baked bread. But I'm gonna at least get through the 4 that's in there, the 4 that is going in next, and maybe 1 more batch. And then I want to try to do some cinnamon swirl bread. Just test out a recipe I've been looking at. I don't imagine they would if you have that, Michigan, the temperatures are brutal. It's not just like, oh, it's 32 degrees today. The water's got a little bit of ice on it. It's more like, holy crap, my tires are frozen to the ground. Yeah, he just moved in not that long ago. He likes to watch me when I'm out in the garden, and he was asking me what all I had planted, and I told him, and he says, well, if you have tomatoes or cucumbers come up missing, it was probably me. And I said, or you could just probably knock on the door and ask. I'm happy to give them to you. -30, geez. Is that like the whole, you hold your ramen up in the air and the fork freezes standing straight up? Oof, I can't even fathom that. That's beyond my brain. Oof, not me, not me. Let's check on this bread. Let's see if I gotta shuffle anybody around. The timer says I got about 11 minutes, but I might pull them a little early. They're pretty crowded in there, so. Let's see here. I don't know if that's gonna be any better, but I sure am trying. I sure am trying. And thank you for coming into my live. As you see, it's pretty slim pickings. I was just in the kitchen and I was like, well, why not? I think I have enough numbers now that I could probably go live if I want to. So let's do that. They smell really good too. Not even gonna lie, my house smells so good right now. Well, I sure am trying. Yeah, everybody has that anxiety, like, am I gonna go live and there gonna be some meanies on here, And I'm just like, you know what? I'll just sick my daughter on them. I'll make her a moderator. Just trying to stick around long enough for me to pull that bread out so I can show you what it looked like. It sure was pretty. You know what's so funny is that all of my videos, I'm like, so careful, clean up my mess, and da-da-da-da-da, make it as visually appealing as possible. And then you catch me on a live and it's like stuff everywhere. Absolute madhouse in my kitchen. But, if you're not making a mess, are you really cooking? I think everybody says that now, don't they? Maybe 2 more minutes. It really is. I do have a little bit of, like a OCD if I'm cooking, try to clean as I go and all that stuff. But when you have more than one thing going on at a time, it's like, oh, whatever, I'll deal with it later. 90% of the time I just say, I cooked, here's the mess. Somebody else can clean it up. I'm not cleaning it. Someone else can deal with it. That's the rule in my mother-in-law's house. She cooks dinner. She makes a giant mess. My father-in-law cleans it up. Let's see what we got here. I can do this without scorching myself. Need longer arms. I love your videos. You crack me up. Ooh. Duh. Like I didn't know that was going to be hot, right? Thank you. Normally I would put butter on them, but I'm gonna freeze some of these, so I figured no big deal. The crust will soften a little bit when they're thawed back out again, so I don't really need to put the butter on them. Helps with the shelf life. Not that fresh made bread sticks around long anyway, but it does help the shelf life a little bit to not have the butter on the tops. Sounds good. Looks good. Smells good. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with me. I gotta go get this other batch rising and carry on. But I appreciate it. I hope everybody has a good day. Thanks for coming and seeing me. Me too. I'm never up early enough to catch yours, though. You too, hun. Have a good night.